Yo, what's happening, everybody? Welcome back to a little more Titanfall. It's good to have you here. It's always good to have you here along for the ride as we drop in on the Nexus with some more attrition gameplay. But this time, well, you haven't seen much sniper action, at least Titanfall sniper action on the channel. And well, I'm trying to, I'm trying to mix it up a little bit. We're switching up gears. We've seen, I think I've actually gotten a round or two with the DMR. With the Longbow DMR sniper rifle. I know I haven't done a video with the Kraber, and I don't even think I've actually used the Kraber yet, you know. And I think that's gonna have to change in time, you know. With a game like this, it's so centered. It's so the gameplay is so well. It feels so good to do the running gun that often the sniping can become an afterthought, you know. And you can see I'm still missing the shots. It's not great. But with the sniping with any game, personally for me, I have to spend time with it. It has to be on a session-to-session basis. You know, I have to spend time with it, and I'm talking like an hour. Just sitting down and just grinding away, you know, taking my lumps while I just try and get a good feel for the sniper rifle that's in my hands, you know. And that's just the way I am with it. I don't know why. And even then, I'll still have just completely lousy rounds, but you know, it can be tricky. It can be tricky. And this round in particular, I have a nice blend. I string together a few nice kills, but there's some pockets of downtime and some really just botched shots. You know, like right here. I mean, I'm stringing together a couple of kills here as I finally do track the man down, put a shot into his ankle, and I claim his foot. I took his foot. That'll go with the witch doctors that I've been saving all these months. Yes, I've had witch doctors, and that's for you old, you guys that have been around since the channel started with the whole home front, the onliners out there that are still watching, you know, that's for you guys. You know what I'm talking about with Witch Doctor's foot. And in fact, it's nice I bring up Witch Doctor here. I had the opportunity to bring him up because I sat down and played a session with him. He'll be in an upcoming video, you know, at least one, and hopefully more if we can, get on there again and spend a little time playing, you know. And it's nice. It's always nice to see a familiar face, you know, come back onto the channel, you know. Especially from the old Homefront days, kind of an on-live original, as I called them. You know? Anyway, I've posted up here a pretty decent location. It can be difficult for people to get up here. You know? You kind of have to know the lines, or you have to come in by zip line. And often you can be up here and probably be pretty good, so long as somebody isn't trying to scope you up, you know, from across the map from another rooftop. You know? There are higher locations. This is like high ground, though, but those buildings, those structures you see across the way, they're certainly, you can get up to the rooftop. I've had to deal with guys up there sniping. I think the best way to get up there is probably through a Titan ejection, and but you can actually bounce back and forth between the structures until you manage to get up to the upper level as well. So anyway, I nearly come off, but I decide I'm going to back up. I saw something that caught my eye. Yes, that burn card I used, that satellite uplink coming into play as I was alerted to the enemy coming in behind me, looking to hack this turret gun, or looking to claim the turret gun for his own team. And I ripped him full of lead, yes, with my pistola, with my sidearm. You know, and amazingly, he was really committed to that task, wasn't he? Almost commendable, but, you know, perhaps a little bit too ambitious. I have a feeling that after, you know, he got ripped full of lead with the first clip, you know, several bullets lodged in his shoulders, and one in his skull, you know. I don't know why he thought that he could continue with the hack, claim the turret gun for his own, then managed to turn around and find me and pump me full of lead before I could get a new clip in the pistola and put a couple more bullets his way to finish him off. I don't know why he thought that. I don't know why. It was an ambitious thought, but a commendable one, yes. And I sent him packing nonetheless. And as I finally do cross the map here and get kind of into the thick of things, still playing it pretty wisely, you know, trying to keep the high ground, tried to stay out of the heavy-duty traffic lanes, you know, trying to gain an element of surprise from here. Let's take a look at the full kit rundown. It's the Longbow sniper, or Longbow DMR sniper rifle, 4.5 times zoom scope on this sucker with the stabilizer in there, trying to cut down on recoil, you know, as much as I can. Now this Nexus sign, we've seen this in a previous video, as I had actually chased a man up here at one point, snapped his neck up there, a sniper. He was a sniper at the time. I wasn't. But now, you know, it's perfect. I wanted to get up there. It's a beautiful little location, a great little sniper's nest, and I just couldn't make the climb. I don't know what was going on there, but I was finally trying to put it into practice, put the position into use, and I come up a little short there as I just could not mount that sucker, you know. Anyway, back to the kit rundown as I get a couple nice snipes here on its sills, and my kill count continuing to climb, you know. I've got the mag launcher in there as my Titan takedown tool of choice. You're going to see me put that into effect right here as I do a little bit of damage, along with, I think a teammate as well was doing a bit of damage as he had him mounted. That's what prompted that electric smoke. But look at this, coming in, the Warpfall transmitter. The Warpfall transmitter for the quick Titanfall drop, and it comes into play as I crush, I stomp, I deliver a Titan Teabag 2000 of death from the heavens. And put that man's Titan to rest, yes. Turn it into a heap of scrap metal. Anyway, trying to finish this kit rundown, getting a little sidetracked here. The mag launcher, you see it in effect right now. The cloak, the arc mines, the explosives pack, which is giving me a third arc mine in my inventory, and of course you saw that Warpfall transmitter come into play. Now this mag launcher, I think I was a bit of a critic of this, critical of this early on with the game, but spending a little bit of time with it, I have scrapped several Titans with it. It's a pretty effective little tool. I was perhaps getting a little bit of ballsy there as an auto Titan finally did line me up, and lined me up really quickly, you know. Put me down really fast with a quick shot, and turned me into, I don't know, goddamn pile of chunks, and I don't know. That's what it looked like anyway. It looked like I had been liquefied. Anyway, straight back to life, straight into the respawn. I managed to pump one guy full of lead coming out the door in the distance as the sniper rifle, the DMR, the longbow comes into play yet again. But that mag launcher, going back to that, it's a pretty good tool. I don't know if you were paying attention to how I was using it. The great thing about the mag launcher is that you don't need to expose yourself to, you don't need the line of sight to use it effectively. It has that arc to it, to the fire, So if I think it goes well with the, when you're carrying a sniper rifle, I think the mag launcher is probably a good choice because you're going to be up on those rooftops and you can just kind of lob those magnetic grenades in, and then the magnetic lock, the magnetic attraction will do the rest. So long as you're putting them, close to, putting them within a proximity, a decent range of the intended target, that magnetic lock will do the rest. And I mean, it's low damage yield per shot, but it's a pretty effective tool, once you've spent a little bit of time with it, and if you use it correctly. And I certainly recommend it for the sniper loadouts, because you can sit back if you're up on you're up on a perch, you're up on a rooftop, and you don't want to expose your position, you want to sit back and cut off that line of sight. You can do that with the mag launcher and just lob them in. Now right here, look at that, I can't believe it, missed on the second Titan Teabag 2000 of death. But I did enough damage to force the ejection. You saw him cloaked. I was trying to track him. I cloak myself, do a little bit of scrambling, and we have a little meeting right here. And I get a couple of shots into the small of his back and put the man down. I thought that was just spectacular. As soon as that happened, knowing, kind of looking back at the video, as soon as I had made that pair of shots and we had that ejection and everything, I knew this video was going to make it up on the channel, at that point, regardless of the outcome. Because I just thought it was a great moment. I wish it could have been a little bit smoother, a little bit cleaner, but I thought it was a good exchange, a good kill nonetheless, and kind of unique, Alright, and at this point now, we've pretty well walked away with this. We're coming down the final stretch. We only need about another 30 points, 30 attrition points, and the game is ours, and they've got a good gap to close at this point. And I don't think that they can do it. Despite having the slight edge in the Titan count, they're not going to be able to pull themselves out of this hole that they have, that I've dug for them. Yes, well, that I've helped dig for them. The team's certainly playing their role out there. I certainly can't take credit for the victory all on my own, but I was quite pleased with this, considering I don't spend a lot of time with the sniper rifles. I thought this turned out to be a pretty good round, despite the moments of just missed shots. We're gonna have a real mess of an exchange here coming up. As great as that last exchange was, pilot on pilot, this next one coming is pretty god-awful, pretty rotten. I do a little bit of damage on the Titan there in the distance, and here we go. Now, for some reason at this point, I thought I had died. I don't know why, but I thought I had been jump kicked to death, and I was kind of cursing for a second. But until I realized what was going on and got my brain back in gear again, I don't know. I just put a bunch of shots into the air with the sniper rifle, just giving my position away completely. And of course, he was having as difficult a time as I was getting the kill on me. So it was just a rotten exchange. Luckily, I got the upper hand there. I managed to stay alive. Managed to walk into the epilogue as, we'll see if I can survive this, however. I gained control of the turret for the team. I figure that's always beneficial here as the Titans begin to swarm. You don't want that turret gun chipping away at the, at the LZ, at the landing zone. Chipping away at the Titans swarming, stomping around the the landing zone. And there we go. Of course, I died in the epilogue. Poorly played. Kind of a bad choice on my part, you know, with the DMR, with the longbow at that range. Probably not a great choice. I was hoping to just get a couple of quick shots into him. As we see my teammate get liquefied there by the Box Turtle's 40mm cannon, you know. But yeah, I probably should have just run in behind that one fella, snapped his neck while he was distracted with my teammate, and I'd probably still be alive at this moment, you know. Celebrating our victory, our great victory here at the Nexus. Anyway, people, well, I guess we'll do a quick little names and numbers here, as I like to do. You can see myself there leading the team to victory with the longbow. Quite pleased with that. Match went on a little bit longer, probably because of that fact, you know. 81 attrition points for me, 15 pilot kills, 2 Titan takedowns, including that Titan Teabag 2000 of death from the heavens. I sent that one in from outer space. People lined it up from outer space, yes. The 13 minion kills to boot and 2 deaths. And right below me, we've got, well, Sandeo 93 with 10. Oh, 28 and 7, 68 attrition points for him. The next couple of guys on the list certainly did play their part with 40 attrition points each, or roughly, floating around in there. Down on the bottom level, we've got WXIX123 with I don't know what the name is supposed to be, but he brought in 66 attrition points and really kept his team in it. You know, his deaths got a little bit out of control, but you know what? When you're bringing in 7 Titan takedowns, that's to be expected. You know, 7 Titan takedowns. You know, he was getting right into the thick of things, exposing himself to some enemy fire, probably scrapping Titans and then getting put down. You know, that would probably explain at least a handful of those deaths. And really, that was about it. I mean, the next 3 guys down the list certainly did play their role out there. The It's Sills, you know, his deaths got really out of control considering his contribution to the team with 10 deaths. You never like to see your deaths in the double digits, you know. That's just common sense. But anyway, a pretty good round. I had a good time there with the longbow at the Nexus, and I hope you all enjoyed that. So enjoyed it, and I hope you'll thumb it. Hope you come back for more. But until next time, people, remember why it hurts. Later.